Welcome everybody to the Allstar Offline Racing Series, race number 20 out of 20 for the Cup Series. Final race tonight. It's been championship week and we saw a crazy race last night in the Truck Series. And now, let's go ahead and see what the points are like tonight. We had 12 drivers last night that were in contention. Tonight we have 7 drivers. So Callie Hancock comes into the race as the points leader. She took the points lead away from Tim Hoffman last week at ISM. Skylar Roach is second, third Tim Hoffman. Fourth, Sam Oskin, his second year in a row battling for a championship. Fifth is Hunter Blade. They are all within 84 points of each other. And then Benjamin Wallace and Evan McCollum, they both have a shot at winning the championship. You must be 145 points or less entering this race behind the points leader. And they are. Ryan Benjamin misses his opportunity for a championship win by 7 points. So, we saw a crazy race last night in the Truck Series. Crazy points battle. A lot of points contenders had issues. We'll see what it's like tonight. Cup Series has been fairly crazy as of late. Most of the season, actually. See the first time by Jacob Britt with the pole. Sam Oskin second. One of the points contenders in the top 5. Jacob Britt, the Truck Series champion, getting the fast time first time by. See if he can hold on to the pole. And Nancy Pryor. Oh, no, Jacob Britt back to the top. So Jacob Britt is going to be the pole sitter. And while we're talking about pole sitters, we have now, with Jacob Britt getting his, 4th pole this season in both the Truck and the Cup Series, we have 22 different pole winners in season number 2. So 22 drivers could be in the clash next season. Look at some of the points contenders. You see Hunter Blade 34th. Callie Hancock up in, 15th, I think. Skylar, he's back in 22nd. Tim is pretty far back. Tim outside of the top 30, but Sam Oskin up to 4th is where he starts. Benjamin Wallace 10th. And Benjamin Wallace, he starts 6th in the points, so he needs to be up in the front and having a good run. We'll have to see what happens. A lot can happen in this race. We obviously saw that last night. But out of all the drivers that have a pole, 9 drivers are currently signed up for season number 3. We'll have to see who else signs up. Obviously, if we don't have enough drivers for the Clash, we will go back to season number 1 and go by pole sitters in that season as well. But I think once we have sign-ups on YouTube posted, everything will be a little bit better. But in the meantime, here we go. So Jacob Britt and Nancy Pryor on the front row. The second row, Ryan Benjamin, and that 2 of Sam Oskin. He comes in to this race 4th in points. Behind him, the 8 of Ron Jackson, the 53 Logan York. Ron flipped last night, was able to finish in the top 10. He finished 8th. We've got Damian Singletary, Stephen Pollard III, then John Book and Benjamin Wallace, who is another points contender. He needs to win tonight in order to get a championship. The 41 of Tyrell Resner and the 88 Muhammad Abdullah. We've got the 34 and the 32. That's Bruce Zero and Austin Johnson. The points leader entering this race, Callie Hancock, and that 17. Beside her is the 19 of Dylan Eberheimen. We've got Evan McCollum and Alejandro Rodriguez. Evan comes in 7th place in points. He needs to have a perfect run and have everybody else finish behind him. And then we've got Pablo West and the 10, the 00 of Alex Alves. We got the 52 of Robert Pollard, the 81 Skylar Rocha, one of the points contenders. He comes in 2nd in this race, starting about mid-pack. Behind him, the 21 Sahara Rocha, the 14 of Cody Rhodes, the 37, that is Alex Johnson. And beside him, I think, is the 20 of Yale Carrillo. Behind them, the 9 of Brendan Hancock. He finished 2nd in the Truck Series points last night. Not a bad first season for him. Beside him was the 95 Tavis Aiken. There's Tim Hoffman and Matt Riddle. Tim Hoffman 3rd in points. We got Jeremiah Dwayne, Laura Lee Wiebe, Steve Pollard, Hunter Blade, one of the points contenders as well, deep in the field. We've got Logan Gentry and Bean Weeby, April Pryor, Lindsey Hancock, Axel Zero, and Zach Cronin rounds out the top 40 drivers in this field. So Jacob Britt going to come off of turn number 4. And Jacob Britt is going to lead the field to the green flag. Final race of the Cup Series for season number 2 underway. Here we go. Look at the 22, Nancy Pryor. A great start already. Can she get clear of the 36? They're side by side in the turn. I think Jacob's going to have a little bit more of an edge here on the opening lap. Jacob Britt will clear the 22 of Nancy Pryor, and he is going to go up top and block her run. The 48 of Ryan Benjamin now on the inside line. Here comes Ron Jackson as well. Ron Jackson wants to have a good run. The 11 of Alejandro into the wall, already on lap number 1. That was a little bit further back. The field does stack up. The points leader gets past that. Side by side, the Truck Series champion and Ryan Benjamin battling for the lead. Already we're seeing racing like we saw last night. 3 and 4 wide at times. Oh, the 41 of Tyrell Resner into the, who was that, 96 of Damian Singletary. They made a little bit of contact, but everybody is all right. Jacob Britt still holding the lead. 3 wide for second. Nancy Pryor back on the outside. They're 4 wide further in the back of the field. '14 of Cody Rhodes all the way up the track and almost into the side of the 52. Oh, there's some contact. The 52, the 81 of Skylar Roach is around. And the caution flag is out. The 38 hard into the inside wall. Lap number 4. Robert Pollard, Matt Riddle, that's Skylar Rocha, and Axel Zero. And I think already one of the points contenders is going to be out of the race. Right there, Skylar Rocha, heavy damage on his car. Came into this race only 31 points back. And here he is, heavy smoke coming out of his car. So everybody waiting for the pace car to catch up to them. Jacob Britt is the race leader. I think Ron Jackson, is second, waiting for the official scoring to catch up at the top of the screen. Well, that crash could have been a lot bigger and a lot worse. There's Skylar Rocha. Let's go ahead and look what happened to him. I believe the 14 of Cody Rhodes might have went up and actually hit the wall. He had made a huge move on Robert Pollard. Robert and Skylar hit each other. Actually, that didn't even have anything to do with the 14. Saw Hunter Blade, he got some damage, and then the 38 hard into the inside wall. I think the 1, the 18, and the 51, they all made it through without any damage. Go ahead and show you some more views here. Yeah, 52 just came down, clipped Skylar, and into the wall they go. Matt Riddle was around. Tavis Haken, Axel Zero. I believe that was about it. 5 cars, it looks like, were involved in that crash. Robert Pollard, a pretty hard hit on his part, riding on board with Skylar Rocha. Cody Rhodes, a 14, he got very lucky to barely get by that without getting clipped. Right on board. This is the 3 of Tim Hoffman. Actually, no, we're going to go with the 18 of Bean Weeby. Bean Weeby right behind the crash. He went down low quick. Oh, he hit the 1 of Laura Lee. I believe Jeremiah Dwayne, the 51, also hit the back of her car. She had a little bit of damage. Bean ended up hitting the side of her car. This is the 42 of Hunter Blade. Tavis Aiken was involved in that. If Tavis wasn't there, I think Hunter Blade would be fine. He would not be in that crash. We're back live. So some of the drivers that were involved, they came down pit road, got their cars repaired. And Skylar Roach is actually back out on the track. I didn't think he would be running still. I thought for sure he was going to be out of the race. That was a hard hit that he took. Great to see him back in then. So we are going to be going green flag in about a lap and a half. Jacob Britt started on the pole. He has led the first opening laps. One of the points contenders have already been involved in a pretty bad accident. Skylar Rocha still in this race, so we're not going to count him out of the championship. Hunter Blade, he's back in 32nd. Skylar Rocha back in 33rd. Two of the top 5 drivers having issues early on. But last night we saw Axel Zero and Brendan Hancock. They ended up finishing first and second after being involved in a few crashes. So anything could be possible here. I would not count anybody out of the championship yet. I believe Robert Pollard, I think, is out of the race. I don't think our scoring at the top has updated that number 52 car. I believe Robert is out, but we will keep you updated on that. Remember last night, Jacob Britt, he was involved in 7 of the 9 cautions. But all the drivers that were out of the race actually benefited that 21, even though he was involved in so many crashes. Jacob Britt was able to finish in 17th place after being involved in so many crashes. So, I mean, if that happens tonight, Callie Hancock might be in a very good position. However, Callie has a smaller points lead than Jacob did. Callie just took the points lead away from Tim Hoffman. Tim had a really bad finish at ISM last week, and he fell to 3rd in points. And that really put us where we're at now with the top 7 drivers in points having a chance at the championship. So, here we go. First restart of the night. Nobody has a lap down yet. Jacob Britt on the outside line. He is going to lead the field back to the green flag. Ron Jackson behind him, and we are back underway here at Homestead. Already John Book on the inside looking down low. There's Tyrell Resner as well down low. Top 4 drivers single file in turns 1 and 2. Still just about from first to last. They're just about single file. Look at Samit Oskin on the outside line. Samit Oskin, reminiscent of last season. He came in with a very good shot at winning the championship. There was a little bit of contact back here. Oh, the 21, Sahara Rocha, has damage on the right side of her car. I thought maybe it was her car, but I wasn't sure if it was her or the 12. Sahara hit the wall. Now she has damage. But that 2 of Samit Oskin, he came in last season with a chance to win the championship, was the only points contender up in the top 5 for the majority of the race, taken out late in the race with about 30 laps, 20 or 30 laps to go, and that ended his championship hopes. He is in 3rd right now, right behind Jacob Britt and Ron Jackson, who are battling for the lead. Ron Jackson nudging ahead of the 36, Jacob Britt. And Ron's going to go to the front, trying to lead his team to their first, one of their first victories, I guess. Ron Jackson does not have a win this season. Bean Weeby does have a win, but Ron, Bean, and Laura Lee are going to be on the same team next season. They would love to end this race, this season, with a win. Right now, Ron leading this race. He is just about clear of the 36, and he does clear Jacob now. So he's going to go up top. Ryan Benjamin falling back a little bit. Look at Logan York on the outside. A huge run there. And the 43, Benjamin Wallace into the wall. Oh, and the 19 and the 96. They made a little bit of contact. Off of turn 4, everybody gathers it back up. And now 4 wide, exiting turn 4. Look at the huge run, the 43 and the 34. They have off of turn 2. Dylan Eberheim and Damian Singletary falling back. Sam Odoskin trying to get past the 36. Jacob Britt for second place. Skylar very slow on the track. He is just now exiting turn 4 and coming across the start-finish line. And I believe the leaders are entering turn 3. So he is a little over a half a lap down. If we stay green much longer, he is going to go a lap down. That could really hurt him in the championship. Man, John Book and Benjamin Wallace almost collided off of turn 4. This driver's racing very aggressive, knowing that they have a lot on the line. But it is the final race. Look at Callie Hancock up in the top 10 now. She's battling for position. Actually, I think she is 11th place right now. But she has worked her way up towards the front as Tim Hoffman is pretty far back. Actually, he's only about 5 positions behind her. Oh, Lindsay Hancock into the wall, the 31. Hard into the wall there, but I think she's going to recover, hopefully. The 3 of Tim Hoffman, third in points, trying to catch the 17 of Callie Hancock. The last 2 races, they have swapped the points lead back and forth. A lot of stuff going to be happening in the Cup Series next season. We're going to go over some of that stuff after this race, so stay tuned for that. Up at the front of the field, wow, look at Sam Odoskin and Austin Johnson. I think they made contact off of turn 4, or it was Samet and Tyrell. Sam Odoskin on the inside line. He is going to fall back down the back straightaway. Running in 8th place now. Ron Jackson continuing to lead here at Homestead. Doing a great job. We said last night, Ron flipped in one of the crashes and then was involved in a further crash later on. Did not have a hood on his truck, and he finished in 8th. Very fast truck last night for that number 8 team. Right now he is leading the race. Logan York into the wall. Oh, and everybody stacks up behind him. Logan was running in second. Now he's going to be back to at least 5th place. Ryan Benjamin now up to 2nd place. Ryan has said so many times over the last few weeks he wants to win. He wants to be in the figure 8 race in a few weeks. It's only for race winners. He does not have a race win yet. Look behind him, Jacob Britt. Oh, Jacob into the wall. Oh, and there's a crash now, the 2. Sam Odoskin around, the 53, the 36. And I believe that's the 32 of Austin Johnson. Caution flag back out tonight for the 2nd time. One of the points contenders, Sam Odoskin. I don't think he has a lot of damage. Looks like it's really just left side damage and a little bit on the rear. He should be okay. But Sam Odoskin taken out. We saw Logan York was involved with that. There he is right there. Doesn't look like he has a lot of damage. And I don't know what's going on with these cars. They're really slow. Pace car passes them, and the leaders are actually about to pass them as well. There they are off of turn 4. Ron Jackson. But I think all these drivers will probably get the wave around, I would imagine. Well, Jacob Britt hard into the inside wall. I think he is probably going to be out of this race. Couple drivers coming down pit road. Bruiser, Sam Doskin, Tyrell Resner. They were involved in that crash. And a lot of other drivers. Wow, look at Tim Hoffman. He has damage to the right side of his car. So I imagine he probably hit the wall at some point during that green flag run. A lot of points contenders having some issues. Let's go back and show you what happened. 36, Jacob Britt had the worst damage by far. Jacob Britt hit the wall. And then Logan York just clipped him. That spun Austin Johnson around. Austin did not get any damage in that at all. Sam Doskin, very minimal damage there. I think if the 36 of Jacob Britt was not where he was, I think Sam probably would have a lot of damage and might even be out of this race. But that 36 kind of shielded that too. 53 of Logan York as well. He got really lucky to not have as much damage as he had. Running on board with Sam Doskin. Bam, hard hit there. Go ahead and show you a few other views here. Running on board with, this is Jacob Britt. Listen to how hard this hit is. And I believe his night is probably over. See, his car was just stuck, well, stopped there on the front stretch on the inside there. So Ron Jackson is the race leader right now. So pace lights are still on the pace car. We will not be going back to green this time by, but more than likely the next time by. So next time by, we're going to be going back to green flag. It has been a very exciting race already. A lot of great racing. Look at some of the drivers that are in the top 4, top 5. Evan McCollum running in 5th. 6th, April Pryor. 7th is the 96 of Damien Singletary. 8th is Logan Gentry. 9th, Cody Rhodes. And look at 10th place, Callie Hancock, the points leader. That's exactly where she needs to be. She does not have to win this race. She just has to be up near the front, top 10 or top 15, and she should be able to lock in the championship pretty easily. So pace car about ready to drop down. We will get our next restart. So Jacob Britt Ron Jackson, Ron Jackson will get the green flag, and we are back underway here at Homestead. John Book kind of fell off on that restart. He is third, but did not get a good start. Ryan Benjamin right behind Ron. Ryan looking for the lead. These two drivers have a lot to prove this season. Neither driver has a win yet. And in the back of the field, look at Skylar Rocha. He is holding up a lot of drivers. Yel Carrillo goes up top, and so does, the 11 of Alejandro into the wall again. 4 wide behind Skylar. Matt Riddle gets past. Tyra Resner on pit road. Tyrell with, I guess, a tire down, and he is probably going to go 1 lap down. Tim Hoffman was stuck behind the 81 for a few seconds. He fell back. Sam Oskin back here as well after being involved in that crash. They're about 15 or 20 positions behind the 17 of Callie Hancock. And the 10 of Pablo West, the 34 Bruce Zero. They made contact, but everything is okay for now. They do stack up a little bit, but I think everyone will be okay. Look at Jeremiah Twain and Callie Hancock now. Jeremiah into the back of the 17, the points leader. He wisely backs off just a little bit. Callie Hancock running up near the top 10. Just trying to keep her car out of trouble, trying to stay up near the front. Meanwhile, Ron Jackson still leading this race. Battle for second. Callie Hancock, she hits the wall, and she was almost spun out by Brendan Hancock, her brother. She has a lot of damage on the right side of her car. The points leader in trouble. The 37 of Alex Johnson almost made contact with her. And she is going to lose a lot of positions. She is on the inside line. That's not where you want to be, especially after you hit the wall. Look at Tim Hoffman and Sam Oskin, both of the drivers right there with her. 4 wide off of turn 2. It's getting really dicey back here now. Everybody trying to get past the 17 as she is slow on the track. Sam Oskin on the outside, Tim Hoffman on the inside. 3rd and 4th place in points. Now past the points leader. Callie Hancock needs to have a caution. She is in danger right now, falling back. She has lost about 12 or so positions. There's some contact. Logan York, and I think that was Lindsey Hancock. Look at Tim Hoffman on the inside, almost 4 wide, almost 5 wide now. 95, Tavis Aiken up the track. Sam Oskin right there as well. And Sam Oskin into the back of the 95. Tavis Aiken into the wall hard. Lindsay checks up, and she is going to get past him. We stay green. And the 43 into the 95. Now the 11 piles in. Caution flag out. Benjamin Wallace, one of the points contenders. 6th place entering this race. And he has issues. Major damage to the front of his car. Alejandro Rodriguez, heavy damage. You see the 95 Tavis Aiken on pit road. I don't know if the 95 maybe had an issue. After he hit the wall, he was very slow on the front stretch, and a few drivers almost ran into the back of him. We'll have to go back and look at the caution here soon, look at the replay. And all of that took place around 3 of the top 4 drivers in points. Last night in the Truck Series race, we had a lot of points contenders have a lot of drama, and yet again, it looks like it's going to be the same type of race. Benjamin Wallace, he could be out of the race. This could be his championship hopes up in smoke. He was 111 points out of the points lead. Basically needed to win the race and have the top 4 or 5 drivers finish in last almost, or in the back of the field. I don't think that's going to happen now. See, Tim Hoffman, Sam Odoskin stay out, and a lot of other drivers, about, 10 drivers, I believe? 77 of Steve Pollard stayed out. I believe it's the top 8 drivers who have stayed out, and everybody else coming down pit road. Let's go ahead and show you the reason for the caution. This all started, it actually started on the back stretch off of turn 2. Watch this. I think the 53 of Logan York hit the 95 Tavis Haken right there, and then again off of turn 2. Watch this. Actually, Logan hits the Lindsay. They're bouncing off of each other. They save it. And then right here, yet again. Ooh. Hard hit there. And then watch this. The 43 Benjamin Wallace had nowhere to go. I think Tavis just went down low to try to get out of harm's way. And that unfortunately caused this crash. Hard hit for... I thought it was a hard hit for the 43, but an even harder hit for the 11. Right on board was Sahara Rocha. Watch this. Sam Odoskin did a nice job as well to get past that. He missed a lot of stuff there, so man, oh man. Third caution of the night. It's been a wild race so far. A lot of good racing, though. So you see Zach Cronin in the lead. Austin Johnson second. Third is Pablo West. Fourth is Logan York. Fifth place, Tim Hoffman, third in points. Sam Odoskin running in sixth. Seventh place, Muhammad Abdullah. And eighth place is Steve Pollard. Yel Carrillo was the first driver off pit road. Him and Hunter Blade are 9th and 10th. Hunter Blade comes in this race 5th in the points. Having a nice run so far. Callie Hancock has repaired her damage, and she is very deep in the field. So she is going to try to get up to the front. Look at the 11. He is in this race. Callie almost running tail end of the field. Well, it's been a crazy start to this race so far. A lot of drama early on. We will be back with the restart. Don't go anywhere. Alright, so we are back. Pace car getting ready to drop down on pit road. 41 of Tyrell Resner is one lap down. There the pace car goes down low. So the top 8 drivers did not pit. Everybody else did come down pit road. Zach Cronin, the 4, he is the race leader. He wanted track positions. We're back under green. Here we go. Now, the 41 of Tyrell Resner is the first car up in the top of right in the front of this field that has fresh tires. So it's going to be interesting to see just how fast he is compared to the other drivers up here. And he is side by side with Zach Cronin off of turn 2. A little bit of contact further in the back of the field. That was Cody Rhodes and April Pryor. 4 wide now. Sahara Roach and Bean Weeby have had their issues this season. They are side by side off of turn 4. Now Hunter Blade into the wall. Hunter Blade restarted in 10th, and he is going to fall back at least 10 positions. These drivers, they get such a good run off of turn 4. But being up top there, you run the risk of hitting the wall. Look at Tyrell Resner. He has unlapped himself, and he is starting to pull away. We said the top 8 drivers did not come down pit road. Here comes Ron Jackson. He was one of the drivers that came down pit road. He has fresh tires. Logan Gentry, Ryan Benjamin there, Jeremiah Dwayne, they have fresh tires. Look at Tim Hoffman on the outside trying to hold off some of these drivers. He's trying to gain positions as well as Logan Gentry, I believe, is going to go to the race lead. Logan Gentry underneath Pablo West for the lead. He will take the lead away. Here comes Austin Johnson as well for second. Top 2 drivers, they have fresh tires, and they have just passed all 8 drivers that stayed out. Here comes Jeremiah Dwayne. He has fresh tires as well. Looks like 3 of the drivers in this race are very slow. Callie Hancock has not been able to make any ground up yet. So the 41, he is still ahead of the rest of the field on the lead lap, on the tail end of the lead lap, but they are catching him very quick. Ryan Benjamin, he has made it past all of the drivers. Tim Hoffman falling back a little bit. Sam Oskin, he has lost quite a few positions. He is outside of the top 10 now. He is, I believe, in about 15th position. Meanwhile, the top 3 drivers and Tyrell Resner have separated themselves from the field. Ryan Benjamin trying to catch them as well. We've been a few laps now under green. I'm not sure how long we can stay under green. We've seen a few cautions early on. Zach Cronin, he restarted in first, and he is already back to 11th just a few laps after this restart. Look at Laura Lee coming up through the field on the inside. She has fresh tires. She is making a lot of ground on the inside line. Oh, a little bit of contact again. Brendan Hancock. He has been all over the place tonight. He hit Callie earlier. He just hit Damian Singletary. Brendan trying to move up into the top 10. He is not a contender in this series for the championship, but he would love to get a win. He got second place last night. Almost getting past Axel Zero on the last lap. Axel Zero got his first win in the Truck Series. Brendan was trying to get his 3rd win. So meanwhile, the top 4 drivers and Tyrell Resner, they have pulled away from the rest of the field. See Callie Hancock trying to move up through the field. Tim Hoffman almost turned around by Stephen Pollard. Tim Hoffman has fallen off a lot. Same with Pablo West and a few other drivers that have restarted in the top 10. Said these drivers do not have fresh tires. We're about 10 laps into this run, so I mean they're kind of starting to spread out a little bit. If we were to have a long green flag run, Tim and the other drivers that stayed out under that caution, they could be in a lot of trouble. 88 Muhammad Abdullah into the wall. Everybody does a great job to miss him. They do not hit him at all. So Callie Hancock past Tim Hoffman and past Sam Oskin. Up at the front of the field, we have Logan Gentry, the number 6, leading this race. Austin Johnson, Jeremiah Dwayne, and Ryan Benjamin, the top 4 drivers. John Book back in 5th. He's about a second and a half behind. Tyrell Resner actually has lost this group as well. 3 wide now for the lead. Jeremiah on the inside line, but I think Austin is going to have a good run off of turn 2. Nearing the halfway point of this race, of the final race of the Cup Series season. This is the second season that we have run. Logan Gentry, he was into the wall, so he is going to lose a little position, or a little ground. I think he doesn't have a lot of damage on the side of his car. Not as much as we've seen from other drivers who have hit the wall. Tim Hoffman, he restarted in 5th. He is back in 16th position. And Sam Oskin, he has fallen all the way to the back of the field. Damage on his car, I guess, is a little worse than he thought. Benjamin Wallace as well, he was involved in that last crash. They've actually done a good job to repair his car. His hood was all buckled up and crunched up and down every which way. He isn't really up in the front of the field, though. He is near the back, just trying to hold on and maybe salvage some points. He is 27th position right now. So Callie Hancock, she has now made it into a position where she is by herself, and that's where she wants to be, by herself. All the points contenders that she is fighting with, for the most part, are in the back of the field. Sam Oskin, you see there, 31st. Hunter Blade, 33rd. Tim Hoffman, we said he was back around the 20th position. Skylar Rocha, he is almost a lap down now, I think. He is back in 36th. Says he's about 20 seconds behind, so he will probably go a lap down soon if we don't have a caution. The only other driver, I believe, would be Evan McCollum. And I think he is actually up near the front. Tavis Hake and Jacob Britt and Axel Zero are out of this race. So meanwhile, there's a battle for the lead. There's Skylar Rocha about to go 1 lap down. Jeremiah Dwayne underneath Austin Johnson, who is going to take the lead away. Long green flag run. This is the longest run we've had so far this weekend. And look at Jeremiah. He is going to have the inside line. He will take the lead away. Austin Johnson trying to get past Skylar Rocha. Jeremiah has a nice lead now. 2nd through 4th cannot get past the 81 yet. They're on the outside line. Here comes Austin Johnson on the inside. Logan Gentry back into the wall, and he is going to hit it harder this time. Ryan Benjamin now up to 3rd. Him and Austin will get past Skylar. Logan going to try to get past. Logan has a lot of damage now on the side of his car. And I think green flag pit stops could be coming up here soon. At least for the top 8 drivers who did not come down pit road last time under caution. Now the next group of cars stuck behind the 81. John Book on the inside. There is the 54 of Evan McCollum. 6th position right now, as Callie Hancock is 13th. Evan 130 points back entering this race. That's not enough to get him to the points lead. See, Ron Jackson, unfortunate for him, he is going to fall back. He has lost a few positions. Here comes Brendan Hancock now past Ron. Now on the outside line, Tyrell Resner trying to get a run, but no, Tyrell going to hit the wall off of turn 4. Next time by, we are halfway through this race. Callie Hancock running by herself. The field has spread out. We have not seen this at all this week, and not in this race, and not in the Truck Series race. Logan Gentry trying to catch Ryan and Austin. Austin and Ryan trying to catch Jeremiah. Jeremiah Dwayne, the race leader, number 51 right there. He's having a good night. See in the back of the field, Sam Oskin and Hunter Blade. Skylar Roach is a lap down. Benjamin Wallace has damage. He hit the wall again. Tim Hoffman just a few positions in front of Benjamin. Right now, everybody outside of the top 20 in the points championship, except for Evan McCollum and Callie Hancock. Ooh, there was a little bit of contact. I think Lindsay might have hit the 13 of Matt Riddle. You see Tyrell Resner still stuck behind the 81. He's a lap down, but he was up near the front of the field, and he is really far back now. He is about a straightaway behind these drivers. Laura Lee Weeby having a great run behind John Book. On the inside is Evan McCollum, 7th in points. He is in 6th in this race. What about Ryan Benjamin? 3rd place right now. He cannot win the championship mathematically, but he is having a great run in this race. Running up in 3rd. He has been in the top 5 pretty much all night. Before that last caution, Jeremiah Dwayne, he was back around 25th, 30th position. And here he is leading this race. He came down pit road a few cautions ago. Well, he came down pit road last caution as well. Got fresh tires, and he is up here leading this race. Top 4 drivers still separated from the rest of the field. See, Brendan Hancock up to 10th place. Not a bad run for him tonight. He has been mired in the back of the field. So we're a little over halfway in this race. 50 laps to go. We're 58 laps in. Jeremiah Dwayne, the race leader. The field has spread out. So can we go the rest of the way without any cautions? If they would finish as they're running right now, Callie Hancock would be the champion of the Cup Series. Callie trying to become the 2nd woman racer to win the Allstar Offline Racing Series Championship. Sahara Rocha won it last season in a very dramatic Homestead race. We've seen a pretty wild race so far, but so far Callie, everybody really in the top 10 in points have had issues, or top 7 in points. Callie has hit the wall, but that's about it for her. She's running near the top 10. All the other points contenders are not having good runs right now. They're deep in the field. Meanwhile, Ryan Benjamin, Austin Johnson still battling for 2nd. Ryan trying to take the position away. Can't do it yet. And the laps are just ticking away in this race. Oh, you see Damian Singletary off of pit road, so we might have green flag pit stops right now. I think green flag pit stops are now underway. Be interesting to see if some of these leaders see the 37 of Alex Johnson coming down pit road. Not sure when the leaders have to pit. Steve Pollard, he's on pit road. As now a lot of other drivers coming down. Some of the points contenders making their way on pit road. Oh, Yo Carrillo into Steve Pollard. So the 2 and the 42 going to go at least 1 lap down. They might be 2 laps down by the end of this. Skylar Rocha got past Tim Hoffman. Tim Hoffman now on pit road. We have not seen Callie Hancock in pit road yet. Everything is about to be a mess. We have no idea. Once pit stops start happening, you almost have no idea who is in what position. Yo Carrillo has repaired his damage. I'm sure a lot of these drivers will probably repair their damage, if they have any. So Jeremiah Dwayne still out front. Still leading this race. When do the race leaders pit? I think that's about the end of the pit stops for now. I think everyone else can probably go for another 10 or so laps. But can they make it on fuel even when they pit? About 43, 44 laps. I'm not so sure. Callie Hancock staying out on the track for now. She is hoping a caution flag comes out. She would love to have Tim Hoffman, Sam Oskin, and Hunter Blade and Skylar Rocher a lap down. That would basically almost ensure her the points championship in her rookie season. Had a shot of winning the Truck Series championship last night, and she was involved in a crash very early on, and that took her out of the race. Actually dropped her, I believe, down to 8th in points. Tonight she's doing a fantastic job. Look at the 3 of Tim Hoffman. He has been pretty quick the last few laps. Look how fast he is. He has fresh tires. The rest of these drivers do not. This is up in the top 10. Tim Hoffman trying to unlap himself. Tim is going to get past the 00 and the 9 without any issues. 37 as well has fresh tires. Watch out for that 3. He is coming quickly. Ryan Benjamin still cannot get past Austin Johnson. He is having issues. You see Benjamin Wallace, Tyrell Resner now on pit road. So some more green flag pit stops happening. A lot of drivers are at least a lap down. Wait till the ticker refreshes. Up at the top of the screen, it just showed about 3 or 4 drivers a lap down, but we know Tim Hoffman, Sam Oskin, and a few others are at least a lap or 2 down. Tim is flying on the track. He is about to catch the leaders, actually. He is barely in frame there. Top 4 drivers, single file. I think their tires have pretty much... Oh, you see Logan Gentry now on pit road. He is going to come down for his stop. I was going to say, I think the leaders, and there's a lot of other drivers pitting now. I think the leaders are pretty much at the point where they need to pit. Their tires are pretty worn. We're not really seeing a lot of side-by-side racing like we were seeing. So expect the top 3 drivers now to come down pit road. Look at Tim Hoffman. Almost has caught the top 3. He is at least, I would say, 3 seconds faster than these drivers. And Tim Hoffman has caught the top 3 drivers now, trying to get past Ryan Benjamin. Now, do these drivers come down pit road? If they come down, they could collide with the 3, Tim Hoffman. That could really mess him up. They stay out. Ryan Benjamin, I think, might have scraped the wall. A couple more drivers now coming down pit road. When will the leaders pit? And Tim Hoffman and Tyrell Resner, they have both just gotten a lap back. Tim Hoffman at 1 lap down still. I believe Tyrell Resner is 2 laps down at this point. A lot of drivers just came down pit road, so there's a lot more. Oh, caution flag out. What in the world happened? Oh, the 9, Brendan Hancock, hard into the wall. I believe that was Evan McCollum, I think. No, that was Robert Pollard. The 13. Oh, the 17. The points leader. Callie Hancock has been involved in this crash. The second night in a row for the 17. Oh, my. Matt Riddle as well involved. You see more drivers coming down pit road in the middle of their pit stops. What in the world happened? Brendan Hancock had a ton of damage on his car. Driver down low with heavy smoke. That is, I believe, the 52 of Robert Pollard. So Callie Hancock is going to be out of this race, I think. But, I mean, look at the top of the screen. Sam Odoskin running in 37th. Depending on where some of these drivers are in top of the points positions, I don't know. It's going to be close. Callie, remember, she entered with a 31-point lead over Skyler. 41 over Tim. We're going to have to see once everything's sorted out. Race leaders coming down pit road. Jeremiah Dwayne, Austin Johnson. They stayed out, and there's a lot of drivers, I believe, a lap down. So let's go ahead and see what exactly happened. I have no clue. Brendan Hancock. That wasn't there. Maybe this lap? Oh, okay. Well, we see. I'm not sure what happened. Watch the 00. Looked like, Bruce Zero moved Alex out of the way. Brendan upside down almost. And Callie Hancock hard into him. Callie might have broke something, and you see everybody still piling in. I'm not sure. Callie might have even had an issue before that, or started to have an issue. Watch this. On board with Callie Hancock. She hits Brendan right there. And then her car just hit the wall. She took a hard right. I don't know what happened there, but not good for the points leader. Sam Odoskin almost involved in that crash. Watch this hit here with Brendan Hancock. Bean Weeby. He hit. 13 of Matt Riddle involved in his second crash of the night. That was the 52 of Robert Pollard. I thought it might have been Evan McCollum at first. So Callie Hancock out of the race. The points leader. However, the championship is still anybody's really. A lot of drivers are a lap down, and anything can still happen in these last 34 laps. Tim Hoffman is a lap down. A lot of drivers, about 10 of them are 2 laps down. And drivers that are 2 laps down, look at back here. I believe it's Sam Odoskin and I think Hunter Blade as well. Benjamin Wallace, he is trapped 2 laps down. He is in 30th position. Who else? Bean Weeby, unfortunate. He is 2 laps down. Came down pit road at the wrong time. Hunter Blade, 34th position, 2 laps down. And Sam Odoskin, 35th position, 2 laps down. So those 2 drivers, 4th and 5th in points, not having good runs right now. They're 2 laps down. At this point in the game, the best they can finish is 26th position. I believe Callie Hancock is going to be either 36th or 37th. So Callie could be okay right now. It depends on where Tim Hoffman finishes. If Tim is involved in a crash late in this race, it could be game over for everybody, and Callie could have the championship locked up. Let's watch and see. I believe the pace lights are now off on the pace car. So there's a lot of drivers. Wow, look at that. A lot of drivers are a lap or more down. This is going to be a wild restart. Austin Johnson is the race leader. That 32, he is, I believe, 9th in line on the outside. So he has about 17, 18 drivers in front of him. He needs to put all of them a lap down if he can. Keep them all a lap down. This is going to be a wild restart. What is going to happen next? 31 laps to go when we restart this race. This time by. All the drivers so far have been checked and released from the infield care center. Everybody is okay. Callie, very mad, watching from the garage. She is watching to see if she can maybe keep her points lead. See right now at the top of the ticker, it says minus 1 minute 39 seconds. These are all drivers that are on the tail end of the field. Look at Tim Hoffman, 19th position. He is almost a lap down, a few cars in front of Austin Johnson. 2 cars separate the leader and Tim Hoffman. If Tim can stay on the lead lap, green flag is in the air. If Tim can stay on the lead lap, that would mean he would have a legitimate shot at winning the race and probably have the championship in his hands. See what happens. Austin Johnson has a lot of traffic to negotiate here. Ooh, they are getting close already. Oh, there's some contact in the back. Jeremiah Dwayne, Evan McCollum, Zach Cronin, Bean Weeby. Jeremiah Dwayne running in second. He almost was spun out. Look at Austin Johnson now through the middle on the inside. Well, back there, trying to get past. Trying to put that 3 of Tim Hoffman a lap down. Sam Oskin another lap down. Tim Hoffman on the inside line now trying to sneak his way through. Oh, Tim Hoffman and Hunter Blade. They make contact. A lot of drivers now racing aggressively up at the front of the field. Look at this, 4 wide. Ooh, the 20 of Yale Carrillo into the wall. Austin Johnson has put the 3 a lap down. There's a crash. The 31, Lindsey Hancock. Oh, the 88, the 77. And I don't know if anybody else. I think a few drivers might have gotten some damage, but caution flag out. The 3 of Tim Hoffman was put a lap down. Wow. Austin Johnson might have just saved Callie Hancock's chances of winning the championship. See, heavy damage to Muhammad Abdullah's car. You know, he started the season off with a win at Daytona, and tonight he is going to be up in smoke out of the race. So caution flag for the 5th time tonight. We know Callie Hancock out of the race. I think right now, as we watch the ticker go by, we're going to be able to knock some drivers out of contention now. Callie Hancock, we kind of have a question mark beside her. We don't know if she's still the points leader or not. It's really close, I can tell you that right now. But let's watch and see what happened. Just a mad dash, trying to stay on the lead lap. Muhammad Abdullah, Lindsey Hancock hit each other. Lindsey hard into the wall. Hunter Blade almost involved. Really, a lot of drivers were able to slow down and not be involved in that crash. We're within 30 laps left in this race. It has been a crazy night. You see the 32 Austin Johnson had just gotten past Tim Hoffman. Right on board with Samad Oskin. Now Samad actually hit the wall. Ooh. He almost flipped the 88 of Muhammad Abdullah. Jeez. So a lot of drivers are a lap down. Tim Hoffman is a lap down. He was barely put a lap down, almost stayed on the lead lap. Benjamin Wallace a lap down in 24th position. I think we might be able to knock him out of contention. Hunter Blade, 2 laps down. Hunter Blade is not going to be able to win the championship, I don't think. Samad Oskin, 28th. He is 2 laps down as well. We do know at this point in time, Skylar Rocha will not be the champion. He is too far back. He is too damaged as well. Skyler back in 33rd position, 2 laps down. But only now, I think there's only maybe 33 or 34 drivers in this race. Callie Hancock finishing 36th position. Not a lot of drivers out of the race yet. That's kind of what Callie's hoping for. She's hoping that, now at this point, she's hoping that the 3 either has a mechanical failure or is involved in a wreck. If Tim crashes out, Callie, I think, has the championship locked up. Sam Oskin, Hunter Blade, Benjamin Wallace, they are too far back. Evan McCollum basically needs to get the win if he wants the championship. See Evan McCollum, though, running in second, so Evan McCollum could be a player right now, at least for a top 3 position. Actually did not know Evan McCollum was up in second, so he has definitely changed his race. Doing a pretty good job so far. So this time by, we're going to be going back to green flag. Tim Hoffman, 3rd car on the inside line, trying to get his lap back. Trying to get back on the lead lap. We have more cars that are a lap down and on the lead lap. That is crazy at this point. Tim Hoffman running in 18th place. He is in 18th place, Callie in 36th. Tim Hoffman entered 41 points back. It is going to be close between those 2 drivers. So, on the restart, 25 laps left. Austin Johnson, Ryan Benjamin, 1st and 3rd. They have been the 2 dominant drivers tonight. There's been a few others that have kind of come and gone, but the 32 and the 48, they have been up at the front of the field all night long. Look at Ron Jackson back there in 6th. He has made his way back up towards the front. He could have 2 good finishes in a row this week. So the restart, lap number 83. Austin Johnson going to get the green flag. We are now back underway here at Homestead. 25 laps left. And with these drivers having the preferred line up top, the bottom line, the lap traffic, they're going to slow up a lot of drivers. The top, well, actually, Austin Johnson so far, the only one able to get past lap traffic. Evan McCollum trying to follow suit. Ryan Benjamin stuck behind heavy lap traffic. He is running in 3rd. And now Sahara Rocha passes him for 3rd. Evan McCollum up into the wall. He scraped it. I don't think he has a lot of damage, but he is into the wall. Laps ticking away here at Homestead. Tim Hoffman has to be very careful, trying to get his lap back, but he needs to finish this race. If Tim crashes out, 61 points between Samet and Callie, and they are just a couple positions away from each other, even though Callie is out of the race. Oh, and there's a crash. No, there's not a crash. There was contact, though. Zach Crone and Tyrell Resner. Huge stack up at the back of the field. Jeremiah Dwayne, Logan Gentry, 2 of the fastest drivers tonight. They are in the back of this mess. Samet Oskin as well back here. Samet very slow after his crash earlier in this race. Up at the front of the field, Sahara Rocha now taking 2nd away from Evan McCollum. She's on the inside line. She has a pretty quick car. Oh, and there's a crash. Caution flag out. The 12th is round. Wow, that was just the 12th and the 13. So caution flag back out. I don't think anybody got their laps back. Austin Johnson ahead of all of these drivers. There is a race back to the line now. Austin Johnson the leader. Look at Sahara Rocha, Evan McCollum in third. Fourth is Stephen Pollard the third, and fifth Ryan Benjamin. So caution flag back out for the sixth time tonight. We'll be within 20 laps to go on the restart. It is going to be a wild finish, I'm afraid. Tim Hoffman still in 18th position. Callie Hancock, 36th. Man, oh man, just a wild night, wild weekend actually. Austin Johnson trying to get a win tonight. Looking at all the drivers who have a win in both series. And he does not have a win yet. Actually, no, he does, I believe. Hold on one second. Yeah, Austin Johnson does have a win, my bad. So, awaiting the green flag. Try to maybe finish this race under green. 34 drivers are left in this race. Callie, 36th. She has a shot still of winning the championship. Do not count her out. If Tim crashes, Tim Hoffman could crash and retire. If that happens, this late in the race, Callie has the championship won. She needs the three to wreck or have mechanical failure. Sam and Oz and Hunter Blade, they are too far back and they're 2 laps down. Both drivers kind of slower than the rest of the field with their damage from crashes. I would say right now it is between Callie and Tim. Evan McCollum is up in third place. 130 points back though. I mean, he has, I guess, a good shot. We said you have to be 145 points within the race leader. That's if Callie would have led the most laps and finished first, and you finished last. That's a 145 point difference there. So, not many points between Evan and Callie. Evan might be a very good contender, but he needs to win this race. He cannot finish second or third. He has to win this race. If he wins, he could be the championship winner. We have marked Skylar Rocha out of contention. He's only 31 points behind Callie, but there's other drivers. Tim Hoffman, 10 points behind Skylar. Skylar Rocha still running in this race, but running pretty far back. Multiple laps down with a lot of damage. But anything could happen. Tim's still running in 18th. See the back of the field there. And Austin Johnson now off of turn 4. Gonna get the 1 to go until green flag this time by. So lap traffic now on the inside line. Benjamin Wallace 25th. He's a lap down. He is not going to win the championship tonight. It's too late for him to get back on the lead lap and even gain some positions. Hunter Blade, I think we probably could mark him out as well. 27th position. But let's wait and see. We have 18 laps to go right now. Sam and Ozkin 2 laps down, very slow on the track. Only 6 positions ahead of Callie. Sam at 61 points back at the beginning of this race. Skylar Rocha running 33rd, so we will mark him out of contention. So restart here with 17 to go. It looks almost like basically the start of the race. All the drivers are lapped down on the inside. Late race restart. Here we go. This is going to get wild. It's going to get intense. Austin Johnson trying to win for the second time in his season, in his career. Off of turn 4, waiting for the green flag. Green flag is now in the air. We are back underway here at Homestead. 17 to go. All these drivers trying to get past lap traffic as soon as they can. Lap traffic actually putting up a fight this time. On the inside line, Cody Rhodes trying to get past Austin. Try to unlap himself. Bean Weeby's right there trying to get one lap back. It's a drag race. It's going to be a drag race down the front stretch. Tim Hoffman on the inside. He is losing ground on the leader. Oh, there's a crash. The 19 Dylan Eberheimen. The 37 of... Oh. Alex Johnson, Skylar Rocha. Another crash. Hard crash there. So caution flag back out. Racing back to the line. Look at Sahara Roach on the outside line. She is going for the lead over Austin Johnson. She is going to take the lead away. And she will lead the race now. This is the very site where she won her first championship in the first season last season. It's been almost a year since we started this season, or since we started this series. Last year we ran numerous races at the end of the season, including the final race live. Just because that 21 had a shot of winning the championship, I didn't want people to think this was a rigged series. So we ran it live, and it just played out how it did. Let's look at the caution. Reason for the caution, that is. 7th caution tonight. The 19 to 37. 19's already kind of sideways. Logan Gentry, very fast car earlier, involved. Matt Riddle again. And watch Skylar Rocha. Ooh, hard into Logan Gentry. Hard into the wall as well. So if Skylar wasn't out of contention earlier, he definitely is now. So we're going to have a restart with, I believe, less than 10 to go. We are going to mark Sam Oskin and Hunter Blade out of contention. See more replays of the crash there, you saw. So, championship now between 3 drivers. It's either going to be Callie Hancock, Tim Hoffman, or Evan McCollum. Evan needs to win this race, though. He fell back to 4th. Or, I'm sorry, he fell back to... Well, he's still in 3rd. Those are lap cars between them and the leaders. Sahara Rocha leading this race now. She got past Austin on the 4th turn, right before the caution flag. What a wild race. We had a really good green flag run, about 30 laps earlier in this race, and since the caution happened with Brendan and Callie and multiple others, it has been a crash fest since then. 3 cautions coming out after that caution, almost back to back. So laps winding down. Some drivers that we want to take note of. Look at Laura Lee Weeby up in 4th place. Ryan Benjamin in 5th. Both of them having great runs. Stephen Pollard 3rd in the top 10. Even Alex Aves in 7th place. Haven't really talked about him at all this season. Jeremiah Dwayne, he has moved up into the top 10 after falling back. Logan York and John Book both having top 10 runs right now too. Great for them. Ron Jackson just outside of the top 10. trying to get the best finish he can for his team. So waiting the green flag. I think this time by we'll get the 1 to go. So 1 to go until we're going back to green. It's going to be 10 laps to go at the restart. Sarah Rocha has not won a race this season, trying to get her first win. She won a few races last season, had a very dominating season. This time by, not that great of a season for her. She's been focusing on Skyler. They've been trying to get his car running really well. He's been a points contender for the most part this season, just involved in a very hard hit on that last caution. But here we go. Sahara Rocha, 10 laps to go. Can she hold off Austin Johnson and Evan McCollum? About 5 cars behind Sahara is the one of Laura Lee Wiebe. So green flag, 10 to go. It is a single file restart because we're under 10 laps to go, or at 10 laps at least. Austin Johnson on the outside of Sahara, but Austin into the wall. Austin Johnson running in second. Now here comes Evan McCollum and Laura Lee Wiebe. So now Evan McCollum up to second. He needs to catch that 21, but he has damage. Oh, and some contact between Nancy Pryor and Stephen Pollard III. Look at this, Ryan Benjamin now on the outside, but now Ryan into the wall. Ryan Benjamin going to fall back. Battle for second between Laura Lee Wiebe and Evan McCollum. Evan McCollum needs to win this race in order to be a championship winner. He is running now in third. Laura Lee up to second. She does not have a win this season. Sarah Rocha trying to pull away. She is loving the side-by-side racing that's in the back behind her. Tim Hoffman trying to hold on to his position, trying not to fall back anymore. If he falls back, I think it's going to be Callie Hancock as the champion. Lap still winding down. Will we be able to finish under green? Look at this, Evan McCollum trying to fight back with Laura Lee, but Cody Rhodes, the lap car, on the outside blocking the 54. Laura Lee has not been able to clear the 14 or the 54. Evan McCollum, oh, he is going to get into the 14 of Cody Rhodes, but Cody going to hold his car straight. Sarah Rocha has about a second lead over Laura Lee and Evan McCollum. Austin Johnson, he is back up here as well. He is in 4th place. It's going to be a battle between the top 4 drivers. Everyone else too far back. Sarah Rocha has not had a win this season. Won the championship last season with 2 wins. Trying to get her 3rd in her career. Laura Lee has cleared the 54 of Evan McCollum, but has not been able to get past Cody Rhodes. Back here, Tim Hoffman side by side with Jeremiah Dwayne. But the 34, the 43, I believe they're drivers that need to get past the 3 of Tim Hoffman. This time by, it's going to be 3 laps to go. Laura Lee has almost cleared the 14 now. If she can clear the 14, she might be able to contend with the 21 for the win. 3 to go. Sahara Rocha trying to hold off everybody. Laura Lee trying to clear the 14 of Cody Rhodes. Laura Lee almost has Cody Rhodes cleared, but she is running out of time. Evan McCollum now on the inside line. He might try to fight back with the 1 of Laura Lee. Laura Lee Weeby has cleared Cody Rhodes. And now Cody on the inside line. Laura Lee gonna try to reel in Sahara Rocha in the final 2 laps. Laura Lee a little bit higher up than Sahara, and that is going to give her a nice runoff of turn 2. Evan McCollum, I don't think is going to win this race, so he is probably going to be crossed out of the championship. Now coming down to the white flag. 1 more lap to go for Sahara Rocha. Laura Lee Weeby behind her, but I don't know if she has enough time to catch the 21. Tim Hoffman has still been able to hold off drivers that have been behind him. And Sahara Rocha entering turns 3 and 4. 2 more turns left for this season. Top 3 drivers nose to tail, but they are not going to be able to make a move on each other. Sahara Rocha will get the win. Final race of the season, where she won the championship last year. So Sahara Rocha getting her first win this season. Laura Lee Weeby, I believe, her best finish of the season. Same with Evan McCollum. And you see back here, Tim Hoffman, he finished 19th. He did fall back 1 position. Callie Hancock finished 36th. I would say Evan McCollum did not win the race. He is not the championship winner, but he is going to be very close. Tim finished 19th. It's either Tim Hoffman or Callie Hancock. I have no idea. It's been a wild race. 7 cautions. Sahara Rocha getting the win. A lot of drivers in the top 10 with really good runs that really haven't finished near the front. Austin Johnson, Alex Aves, Stephen Pollard III, Logan York, Ron Jackson, Ryan Benjamin, even Jeremiah Dwayne. So the top 10, definitely a different vibe, I guess, up in the top 10. So great runs for these drivers and really good finishes. Good momentum to go into season number 3, starting up here soon. So we're going to have the points up in just a second or two. Stay tuned. Who is going to be the champion for season number 2 in the Cup Series? A lot of stuff to go over as well, so please stay here and listen. We are loading up the points. So your Cup Series season number 2 championship winner is Tim Hoffman by 10 points over Callie Hancock. Wow. Tim came in 41 points behind Callie. He gained those 41 points plus 10 more. 51 points is what he gained over Callie. If he would have fallen back a few more positions, Callie would have the championship locked up. Evan McCollum, with this third place finish, he will finish in third. He gained 100 points tonight. Skyler falling back to fourth. Sam Oskin, Hunter Blade, fifth and sixth. Benjamin Wallace, seventh place. Look at Ryan Benjamin with his top 5 finish, only 79 points behind. He is 8th place. What a season. Tim Hoffman did not have a good season last year at all. Callie Hancock finishing second in the Cup Series. Brendan Hancock finishing second in the Truck Series. The Hancocks come up short of their first titles in their first season. But second place is not bad. You should not be ashamed of that at all. Tim Hoffman somehow won his first championship with only 1 win this season. However, Tim Hoffman, it looks like he has the most top 5s out of anybody. 7 of them. A lot of them coming in the last 5 or 6 races. So, it has been a wild season. You can look at the rest of the points, see where you're at. Sahara Rocha getting her first win. So, speaking of wins, we have 24 different winners now, with Sahara getting her win. 7 repeat winners. 8 drivers are currently signed up for the next season and for the figure 8 race. The signups for next season are going to be starting next weekend, probably on Sunday. So stay tuned for that. Tell any of your friends and family, co-workers, whoever you want, to subscribe to the YouTube channel and get involved with this. It's a lot of fun. You guys obviously like it because you guys keep coming back. And it's been a lot of fun to joke around with you guys and talk in the chats and on the Discord channel, the website, everything. So we have a lot of fun. When I can get off of work or whenever I'm home, it's just a lot of fun doing all this stuff with you guys, communicating with all you guys, and just, I don't know, talking. I feel like we're kind of like a small community or small, like, family, I guess. Real quick, I do want to say, yesterday in the truck race, I had mentioned about the donation thing. Hopefully that didn't drive anybody away or kind of, I don't know, like, offend anybody or upset anybody. It's just something that somebody brought to my attention. They're like, you should try doing donations and see what people think. So I might just put it in the description, and if anybody wants to, you can donate. But anyway, I don't really care about that right now. One thing I was going to use the money for, if we did do donations, is next season, season number 3, we're doing something very special, very different. I wanted to give you guys prize money for like the top 3 or the top 5 drivers in points. And to my surprise, a lot of you guys said no. You're like, we don't want prize money. We just want you to keep doing the videos, which is really cool. I appreciate that. So I was thinking, why not make this league, this offline series, and this YouTube channel as a whole, as all of us, why don't we kind of donate to the community? So, the top 3 drivers in the points next season, at the end of the season, get to pick which charity or organization that they want money donated to. And I'm going to donate a small amount, not a lot, but a small amount for now to those places. You can use whichever organization or charity that you want, but I figured, I don't know, we can give back to the community and help people or animals or anything. And that'd be cool to have a small YouTube channel, video game channel even at that, kind of helping out and donating money, which, I don't know, I love donating and I like to do like charity stuff like that, so I think that would be a really cool opportunity. So look for that in season 3. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, it's not going to be a lot of money, but maybe one day if this YouTube channel gets big enough, maybe it can be a lot of money each season. That would be really cool. So, like I said, that's to come. We have 24 different winners in the Cup Series and the Truck Series this season. So, all these drivers, if they sign up in time, are going to be in the figure 8 race. so far as of now, Callie Hancock, Bruce Zero, Logan York, Sahara Rocha, Brendan Hancock, Jeremiah Dwayne, Bean Weeby, Axel Zero, and that's it. They are all the drivers in the figure 8 race as of now. After the sign-ups, we will hopefully have a bigger number for that race. So, 7 repeat winners. While we're looking at that real quick, the driver with the most wins combined in the Truck Series and Cup Series this season is Brendan Hancock. 4 wins, 2 in the Cup and 2 in the Truck Series. Damian Singletary follows second with 3 wins, 2 in the Truck and 1 in the Cup Series. So, I don't know, just a cool little stat, I guess, to look at. And then starting off season number 3 is going to be the Clash. 22 pole winners. Hopefully all 22 drivers sign up for season 3. So, if you know anybody, friends, family, whoever, go ahead and let them know about this. See if they could subscribe to the YouTube channel and sign up. Should be a lot of fun. And we're going to get the schedule for you guys at a later time. And we still have to finish paint schemes as well. So sign-ups next weekend, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the race, and hopefully you guys have a great night, a great weekend, and keep checking back on the website and the Discord channel. We'll have more updates and more info as we get closer to the new season and the figure 8 race as well. So, have a great night, guys. See you later.